between. So my name is Nikolai. I'm co-founder and CEO of yoffix. Together with me from our team is Maria, our VP of Sales. And we wanted to talk today with you about back to the office. So how, leveraging from our experience, what is important to know, what is important to consider, what we've learned from our cases, from our client cases. Surely will show also a bit of our solution, how we can support you in that. My plan is that we have like 30 minutes presentation, but then that we have enough time for your Q&A discussions. Maybe someone of you wants to share his experience and his challenges. And I think a few more colleagues will join in between. So if that's okay, I will start with that. If you have questions, we can either talk in between or we come back to that at the end of after my presentation. So first, in the nutshell, what is yoffix? We are a Berlin-based startup. We started 1.5 years ago as we understood that hybrid work is really changing everything what company are dealing with. I have my background is in consultancy. Maria had different positions held both in mid-sized business but also with other startups. We have a few more colleagues from our management team, Dennis, Shia, who spent time both with flexible spaces but also building digital startups. Our mission, what we're doing, so our goal is really to help companies to be more productive, to enhance collaboration, and to support employees' happiness in this hybrid working environment. So because we understand that it's not about on a desk booking, it's really how do you manage your organization, this new hybrid setup, how do you enable your organization to be more productive and more powerful. We are developing smoothly. I think this market for us is amazing. We gain clients not only in Germany but also across Europe. We started with smaller clients, but now we have also clients with several thousand of employees. So we offer a solution which fits both smaller startups, mid-sized companies, and we already have also in pipeline clients, larger enterprises. I think what is important about hybrid work, well, as we started 1.5 years ago, it was, well, a lot of people were asking, well, after pandemic is over, everyone will come back to the office. It's only some timely solution. Well, we see it's not. We see that, and all the polls that different companies are doing, they show the same picture. Well, over 70% of employees, they want to spend really more than 2 days or 2 and more days a week working from home. And surely it brings them a lot of advantages, which are quite obvious. You can just combine, you could have much better work-life balance. Working a few days a week from home, you spend a lot of time traveling to the office, commuting to the office, etc. What is more important is a question that the recent polls that they show, recent analysis, that's actually the topic is really, really critical for a lot of employees. So that from this 75% of people who prefer to work in hybrid mode, 70% they really consider to change a job or to look for a new job if hybrid work is not offered at their current employee. Well, and these are figures from US. We're still waiting. We'll look for figures for Europe, but we expect that it goes in similar directions, that for more people, it becomes one of most important part of their, well, compensation or packages they negotiate with their employers. And it's even quite significant, also figures from US, that it's quite significant monetary value of this hybrid work. So people are really ready to take a smaller salary if they have the freedom, the flexibility to work sometime from home office. Well, that is probably you saw a lot of this analysis, but what is important is what are the challenges of hybrid work, and I think that's where our experience becomes more important, because we working with a lot of clients, small, large, international, local. We see that they face also a number of challenges related to new work, which are quite often overseen. And it's not about, well, how to book a desk. It's much more related to people, because what we see is that as you implement hybrid work, what does it mean? Well, first it means your colleagues, they do have much less social context to their coworkers. So if you come just only 2 days a week to the office, and same your colleagues do, you just miss physical context, social context with over 60% of your colleagues. You just don't see them, and that has a major impact on us as social animals. So we 60% of people say that they feel disconnected from their coworkers, and over 50% tell that as they have less social contacts, they feel more and more negative impact on their health. So this diminishing social context is the fact that more and more people just spend 3-4 days a week sitting just at home, isolated in front of their computers. It does have major implication on how people are feeling themselves, what are the social ties in the company. At the end of the day, also it has impact on collaboration, and surely also on the loyalty of people towards their uh, towards their employer. So the question is, how could you take all the advantages of hybrid work, which is great for both for employees but also for employers, but how could you manage it and implement it in such a way that this pitfalls, these disadvantages of hybrid work are controlled and don't influence your company? So it could be we can talk for hours about it, but we try to identify what are the 5 major rules that we both on our side we implement in our solution, but also which we discuss with our clients. So which rule should you follow really to make this back to the office as this hybrid mode really successful, and bringing only advantages both to your employees and to the company? So here's this 5 topics. So first, well, let's define the right hybrid model for your company. There are different options. We have here some favorite one that we'll discuss in a second. Second, as I said, social contacts and how to manage them, how to facilitate them is crucial. So the question is, well, you shouldn't enforce it. It's really, I think it doesn't make any sense to enforce, well, specific full-time office only from the office mode, but how can you facilitate more social context in your company? Topic number 3 is, well, how to establish connected office where people are getting, well, a better connected both to each other, but also what does it mean in terms of IT, in terms of office design. So what should you do to create better connected office experience for your employees? Point number 4, well, hybrid work is also about how to save money on your space, because you don't need such huge offices as a few years ago. We think it worthwhile really optimizing your office, decreasing the rental payments, but investing this money into employee benefits and supporting more productive hybrid work in your company. And point number 5, whatever we discuss, your company, there is no blueprint for hybrid work. And all the companies with whom we work now, all of them are experimenting. They try those things out. And for everyone, both for company and for employees, it's something absolutely new. So I think what is important really to have a feedback loop in your company to know how to optimize the model, be it in terms of your office setup, be it in terms of attendance rules, be it in terms of communication within your team. So having the feedback loop, having control mechanism to optimize the whole model is absolutely crucial. So let me now take you through these 5 rules and discuss what we mean with that. Well, first, as we discuss what are the rules for a company, hybrid rule, maybe one step back. So what is the role of the office in this new setup? And we like a lot this quote from Alana from Zoom, where she discussed, well, office is actually collaboration hubs. That's where people just come to collaborate. The whole concentrated work your colleagues could do perfectly well from home, maybe even with less stress or with less noise from outside, and saving a lot of commuting time. And there are also interesting research in this field. So people have been asked, well, why? What is the importance of office for you? Well, here you see the picture from responses from executive. There are similar analysis done by Harvard University for employees. The answer is the same. People come to the office to socialize, to meet coworkers, and to collaborate. And that's the main reason. It's not because people want to meet their boss. It's not because it's much better work environment. These are also the reasons, but the dominant reason, it is about collaboration. It's about socializing, and this is a key reasons for people to come to the office. Because again, analysis what also here in Germany been done by Fraunhofer Institute, by Personalwirtschaft, because people can be productive both in office and in home office. So as we see here, it's over 70% of people are both productive, be it in home or in the office, or some of them are even more productive in a home office. So that means that as we discuss a hybrid model, so how people should work and from where, it's definitely, well, first, you should give them the opportunity to work from home significant number of days. So we were saying that giving just one day as an option, it's not really a major step toward hybrid work in the company. It's definitely no one fits all rule, because we understand that different teams have absolutely different dynamics, and also different companies have different culture, corporate culture. So we're saying that it should be possible to differentiate between teams and to give some flexibility to teams. Again, in terms of number of days, that's what many clients ask us, what is the optimum? We're saying that, and what we see from our clients who work already somewhat longer in this hybrid setup, that 3 or even 4 days a week of working from home or giving employees this opportunity to do it, it's quite a good setup. Saying, well, you work 3 days a week from home, or you could do it, but you should come for 1 or 2 days a week to the office. Defining the office days, what is important? What does it mean if you set up the rule that people should come to the office? From our experience, it's very important. Well, not only that someone have to come to the office because he has to or she, but to make meaningful days out of that, and also that people understand why should they come to the office. And that's where important is, and what we think is great solution to create office days for teams on number of teams. That's where people understand, when I come to the office, there will be also my colleagues from my department or from some other department, or create some special events in the office where people also understand on this particular opportunity they come to the office, and there will be more interaction, there will be more socializing, they will really see a lot of colleagues. Because one thing which is really bad, and what number of clients complain as they come to us, someone comes to the office and he or she is just alone in the office, and then the whole purpose of going to the office is just zero. So it is important, as you discuss a hybrid model, it's not only the number of days who someone should spend in the office or at home, but it's also to make more purpose of this office days by creating some joint events or joint office days for some teams. And surely you could also differentiate. You could say, well, you have some office teams, so there are some group of people who might be more often in the office, and maybe they will keep their individual desks in the office in that case, but then they commit to more days being spent in the office. On social context, that's what I already spoke before. So in this hybrid setup, these physical encounters can be lost. That's why it is very important really to coordinate, even if people come just 1 day a week in the office, how to make sure that at that 1 day, they will see people with whom it's important for them to meet, or with whom they just love to be together in the office. And that's maybe where I could just jump into our tool and show you to you how we solve this problem, how people could coordinate their days in the office with yoffix. So let me just show you how our tool look like, since that's what we implemented, and it is one of our main features that we say, well, with yoffix you can not only book your day and week and plan it, but at the same time you could easily coordinate with your colleagues, and you could easily check, well, let's see who will be in the office next week, and let's check how we could coordinate with the colleagues. So for example, I see, okay, that's current week, I can check the next week. So far, Thursday and Friday, I was not checked in the office, but I would like to meet Alexander, and I see that Alexander will be in Munich office on that day. So that's how I can adjust my plan, and I could see and I could select, say, well, then I will also go to Munich office. The system proposed me my favorite seat where I'm sitting usually, so the system learns from my previous bookings. I could check where Alexander is sitting and book my desk accordingly, and I can also select, should it be for the whole day or should it be only for part of the day. So that's how we solve the problems, that people can easily coordinate on their own and could adjust their workplace schedule on one hand side. On the other hand side, colleagues and department heads could also make office days for a number of departments, and I'm happy to show it how it works. So we, as department or as admin, we could create office day and could select departments that we would like to have on that day in the office, and selecting all employees, selecting the office space, and all these employees being invited to the office and get their seats also in the office. So that's how we help you to organize now larger groups of employees as they come together jointly to the office, and they can spend days, even if they don't have a regular meeting, which they should visit. So going further, yes, so we discussed that, and surely it's also connected offices where you can see and check with your colleagues, where you could understand who will be sitting next to you, where also the system automatically identifies your seating preferences, etc., etc. Yes, what is also important, well, as we speak about office, it's surely one thing is IT, but another thing is your office itself. And what a lot of our clients are doing, they're redesigning and adjusting their physical space to accommodate this hybrid work. And that's surely what we strongly recommend, because you can optimize over 50% of your working desks with yoffix, and you should offer your colleagues more incentivation to come to the office, creating more collaboration spaces, and that's what one of our clients, Contest, did in their office. So less desks, more space for socializing, for collaboration, etc., etc., and that creates additional motivation for employees to come jointly to the office. What is also important as we speak about connected offices, surely also making not only desks bookable, but also other resources in your company. And what you could do, well, for example, now you can also not only book meeting rooms, but also you can make bookings for telephone booths. So employees come to the office, and on some days, maybe it will be too many people, but employees can book in advance, say, well, I'd like to book a telephone booth because I know I have to make a lot of telephone calls in this day. What is also, as we look on this telephone booth, I have to mention, we have a number of partners with whom, or being our client, you can get additional discounts. So this telephone booths are from Youth Labs, also Berlin startup, and as yoffix client, you can also get additional discount on this Mute Labs and order that. Yeah, as we discuss about how to optimize your spending and what is the right strategy really to manage hybrid work, our conclusion is, well, you can and you should optimize your office. It is amazing cost-cutting exercise, because we understand, well, each desk in the office costs you 300 to 700 euros per month in total, and optimizing your office, you can really save a lot of money. And our goal is also to help you to find to invest this money into solutions that would support your employees in home office. So, for example, we have partnership with one distributor of Deutsche Telekom, so that you could provide your employees in home also high-speed internet, because internet is one of the major problems in home offices. So the question is, and our recommendation is, think about how to optimize your office spendings, and think how to support your employees in home office, be it internet, furniture from a home office, or maybe some additional goodies that people could book as they decide to go to this hybrid setup. And we see here great feedback from companies, but also employees who understand, well, it's not only that company decides that I cannot come to the office, but company, it's a workplace model beneficial for both for company and employee, and company proactively um, helps me to organize my home office better. So that's what we definitely encourage our customers to do, to discuss with us, to look into our partnership partner network, to give back to employees some goodies as they spend more time working from their home office. Well, another part, what I've discussed is data and feedback loop. And that is definitely important from different perspectives. So here, well, one first step is surely, as you optimize your space, you want to understand which desks, which rooms are really used by our colleagues. So what should we change in the setup of our office to make it more efficient, to make sure that desks, these scarce resources, are really used by our employees. So what you could get with yoffix, you get analytics or heat maps, as some call them, how different desks are utilized, so that you can make a well-argued decision. We need more desks, we need less desks, or maybe we need maybe to understand why people prefer to sit in one space and maybe another space is not so attractive for them. So that gives you a lot of insights on how to develop your office, how to optimize it, and that's what our clients use now as they spend, I don't know, 6 months with yoffix. They run first analytics and understand, okay, let's look into the data, let's understand um, how our office is used. And it's really amazing, very interesting figures, because suddenly people understand, well, for some reason some rooms are not used at all, and then surely is the question, okay, what should we do about it? The same interesting topic is, let's look and understand what is the utilization of our meeting rooms. So that's also information you could get with us. Another even more important analytics for you as companies is actually data about attendance. Because, well, we discuss about hybrid rules, that's what you plan first, but then really to look into the data and understand, well, how often are people coming to the office? Are there differences between departments? Uh, uh, and that's what you could see here. You could not only rank departments by number of days on average that people from this department on average spend in the office. It's even more. You could look into the data and check, well, which department did not gather together in the office already for a long period of time. So that gives you information, you office managers, HRs, um, on, well, maybe there are some teams that are too many days in home office. Maybe you should talk to their department heads and discuss, well, maybe they should make office day altogether. So we provide you data really to fine tune your hybrid office experience, to make sure that it's you delegate some freedom to your employees and to your department heads, but at the same time you have data to control and to monitor how it develops. and to compare different departments or different offices. So that's what many clients of ours appreciate a lot, because it's not only, we provide you not only data on your office, on your desk, on your rooms, but we help you also to fine tune how your hybrid organization is working in this setup. And that's for us, it's only the beginning. So we definitely, and that's our plan for summer, we'll develop more and more in that direction of, well, let's get more feedback from your employees. You will see soon also questionnaires that you could set up within yoffix, so that you could ask also your employees, how does it do? How is their well-being or motivation or engagement? And then you will be also able to match this data with information about their workplaces, so that at the end of the day you are indeed capable to optimize your hybrid setup in your company, and make sure that your office is utilized, that your employees are happy, and they're also motivated. So what we see is that benefits of hybrid work, if it's implemented correctly, are huge. There are figures from studies that really, well, the first figure comes from our experience, that you can optimize over 50% of your office space or of your desk capacity. As I said, you could either save money or you could use the space for different purposes. But on the people level, it's even more important. We see from independent analysis that well-organized hybrid work, it leads to 35% less attrition. So there are less people leaving the company because they enjoy it. And that well-organized hybrid work, it leads also to less sick leaves. So there are a lot of advantages. And on the people side, if you set up this hybrid work really well, and there is definitely worthwhile dealing with that, but also optimizing it and analyzing what is already done, what is the feedback, and what could we optimize further. So that's what I wanted to present to you. I think we would have now more time for discussion. And surely we are more than happy to go into more detailed discussion with each one of you during our demo call, which you can book on our website. But I'm more than happy to hear now to your stories, to your questions, and maybe go in more details on some